Good afternoon, everyone. It's with great sorrow that I welcome you here today to say goodbye to my father. For one last time. Before I get started, I'd like to extend a huge thank you to Dariush Despouli, my father's best friend of almost 50 years, for stepping up during this difficult time to organize this event on our behalf. I really don't know what to say. I feel like I'm drowning in thoughts and emotions, and yet no words come to my mouth. 1 month ago today, my parents arrived in Nairobi to celebrate my wedding. We met with great anticipation that afternoon to plan my Iranian act ceremony before heading to dinner, surrounded by friends and family. My dad was so happy and in his element, involved in all aspects of wedding planning and brimming with excitement. Indeed, his happiness became a theme of my wedding, with constant reminders from friends and family about how my dad was radiating with joy, always with a smile on his face. Everything was perfect until it wasn't. I don't want to dwell on what happened or to wonder how things could have been so different, because it won't change anything. Instead, I can only cherish the fact that my dad left us with the biggest smile on his face, having watched me marry the most beautiful bride, and having witnessed the deep, heartfelt bonds that brought people from far and wide to our wedding in Kenya. As one of my friends told me while consoling me, it's one thing to love your child, it's another to see your child loved by others. And on that point, my dad did love us so much. Me, Yasi, my mum, everyone else in our family. He was unashamedly a family man from the first time that he locked eyes with my mum to the very last moments of his life. Everything that he did was for us. Life wasn't always fair or easy, but he persevered with not a single ounce of doubt or hesitation. He knew what his mission was, and I can say with pride that he accomplished it. I can also say that none of us harbor any regrets about not reciprocating his love. Together as a family, and individually too, we were always clear about our unequivocal love for each other. Even me, no longer his boy but an independent man, with a beard that he disliked so much, but was too afraid to do anything about, and someone who started thinking that he knows best. My dad would continue to seek counsel. I would continue to seek counsel and reassurance from my dad. His response was always so calm and considered, reminding me that life is too short to be unhappy or stressed, and that what mattered most was trusting in yourself and caring for those around you. I know for a fact that if my dad was here today, he would be telling us the same thing. Life is too short to be unhappy. Don't stress. What's happened has happened. Now it's about trusting yourself and caring for those around you. And it's on that note that I'll leave you. While this is a deeply somber moment, I ask you to be happy for my dad, knowing that he left us with the biggest smile on his face, his mission accomplished. Thank you.
Such a feeling's coming over me. There is wonder in most everything I see. Not a cloud in the sky, got the sun in my eyes, and I won't be surprised if it's a dream. Everything I want the world to be is now coming true, especially for me. And the reason is clear, it's because you are here. You're the nearest thing to heaven that I've seen. I'm on the top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I've found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world. Something in the wind has learned my name, and it's telling me that things are not the same. In the leaves on the trees and the touch of the breeze, there's a pleasing sense of happiness for me. There is only one wish on my mind. When this day is through, I hope that I will find that tomorrow will be just the same for you and me. All I need will be mine if you are here. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I've found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I've found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world. Such a feeling's coming over me. There is wonder in most everything I see.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daddy. Happy birthday to you.
61, huh?
It doesn't fit.
3, 2, 1.
Who doesn't have it? You don't have a hat.
What do you get if you eat Christmas decorations?
I know the answer.
Tinselitis.
یک دو سه چهار من
Mercy.
I'd like to thank you all for being here today. I'm honored to share this time with Merda's family, friends, and others in remembering his precious and very fruitful life. I'd like to start by reading a very short poem from a 13th century Persian poet named Salman Savaji, which is relevant to the untimely and unexpected departure of our beloved Merda. In this short poem, the poet asks the departed one the reason for his untimely and departure, and the reply he gets back is, "It was my destiny and the expediency of the time." گفتم که چرا رفتی و تدبیر تو این بود. گفتا چه توان کرد که تقدیر همین بود. گفتم که نه وقت سفرت بود چنین زود. گفتا که نگو مصلحت وقت تری بود. I've had the privilege of knowing Mehrdad and being his close friend and confidant for the best part of the last 50 years. I first met Mehrdad at a pub called the Mitre in Oxford High Street back in 1975, and we got on extremely well. From that moment we met, our friendship has lasted ever since. 1975 to 1977 was the most carefree period of our lives. We were together most of the time. We had a lot of time on our hands, especially during the summertime, and official holidays. During this period, we used to go out almost every day, play pool at the Mitre, to have a few beers, eat a pub meal, and some evening we used to go to the local discotheque named Scams in the Westgate Centre in Oxford. It was also during this period when I met his brother Siamak, who is unable to be with us today, and his sister Rosa. Both live in the United States. In the years that followed, I met his dear mom and dad, his other brother, Ami, and the rest of the family. It was around 1977 Mehrdad moved from Oxford to Middlesbrough in pursuit of higher education. Soon after that, as fate would have it, I ended up in Sheffield, not far from Middlesbrough. So every so often I would travel up to Middlesbrough and he would travel down to Sheffield to see each other and have a boys' night out. From Middlesbrough he moved down to London and finished his degree at Chelsea College. Chelsea is amalgamated, which is King's College now. The revolution of 1979 in Iran, which resulted in the change of a stance by the revolutionary government against the so-called Wicked West, had a direct impact on millions of people's fortune and future. It was around 1979 that Mehrdad was at Chelsea College, where he met Nasser, later on Ali, and later on he met Fazli through Nasser. Due to the fact that Fazli was only a few years older, Mehrdad would refer to him by his surname, Mr. Sabit, as mark of respect. Many years later, with different social media application and platforms, we created a WhatsApp group named UKites, UK Friends, for the benefit of the American friends, where we would share jokes and different social and political articles. Members of this WhatsApp group were Mehrdad, Nasser, Ali, Mr. Sabit, and I. No sooner did Mehrdad graduated from Chelsea College than he went on to do his PhD at the Brunel University of West London. In 1984, Mehrdad obtained his doctorate in operational research from the Brunel University. While Mehrdad was busy finishing off his PhD, he married Sharareh in Iran. After his marriage, he flew back to UK while Sharareh remained in Iran, preparing for her new life here in England. When the time came, and Sharareh was on the plane to England, Mehrdad, Cormac, and I went to Heathrow Airport to greet Sharareh. Dr. Cormac was Mehrdad's PhD fellow friend at Brunel University. I thank you, Dr. Cormac, for being here today. Within a year to the marriage, Sharareh gave birth to, at the London Queen Charlotte Hospital, to the first beautiful baby, Yassi John. A few years later, our beloved Sam came along. Now Yassi had a little brother to play. Almost 5 years after Sharareh and Mehrdad's marriage, Mina and I got married. Now we could meet as couples. No longer did I feel the odd one out. After a few years of research and teaching in London, working in Oxford, Mehrdad moved to Portsmouth with his family in pursuit of his teaching career at Portsmouth University. He was full-time member of teaching staff at Portsmouth University from 1991 to 2006. I'd like to acknowledge Professor Dylan Jones, Professor Ashraf Labib from Portsmouth University for taking the time to be with us today. I'm grateful to you both. During his time in Portsmouth University, there was an Iranian fellow named Ebi in the Faculty of Technology. But strangely enough, Ebi and Mehrdad met each other for the first time in 2003. Not at Portsmouth University, but at Constitutional Party of Iran in London. The friendship was another durable friendship which has also continued to this day. Prior to finishing at Portsmouth University, Mehrdad was offered a post at Kuwait University as a professor. The offer was too good to refuse, so Mehrdad and Sharareh spent the following 11 years in Kuwait. Eventually, in 2017, Mehrdad had had enough of living in Kuwait and decided to come back home to England. Mehrdad's life became more comfortable when he moved to Kuwait, as he pretty much started taking life easy. Early retirement, I suppose. That's when he started really enjoying life and living life to the full. Throughout their stay in Kuwait, Mehrdad and Sharareh would come back home to spend their summer and Christmas holidays with friends and family here in the UK. Those were the only opportunities for us to meet again and catch up with the events in our lives and eat and drink together again. I think it was during this period that he decided to buy a powerful bike and do what he enjoyed most, riding his motorbike around the Alps in Europe. He joined the local motorbikers club, and once or twice a year, he would go on a journey together, riding around Europe. I was too timid to follow. Later, when during the winter time, weather was too cold and not safe enough for riding a bike, Mehrdad would do the same journey alone in his car. No doubt he felt on top of the world. I had promised to join him in one of his such car trips, not on his motorbike, I hasten to add. Sadly, time was against us and that never happened. After coming to settle back in the UK, Mehrdad and Sharareh decided to move back to Oxbridge. So they bought a new apartment in Oxbridge, but then after a while they decided to spend part of their retirement in sunny Turkey. So Mehrdad bought an apartment in Kuşadası, a large resort town in Turkey's Aegean coast. Mehrdad and I had a lot in common, and if there was a difference of opinion on any social or political subject, our friendship was strong enough to weather those differences. I remember us spending hours discussing the pros and cons of Brexit, shared different articles in our defense, in our WhatsApp group, which we shared with Nasser, Ali, and Sabah. And every now and again, our fellow friends would interject and saying something in support of either Mehrdad or me. Mehrdad's other interest was politics. A few years, his mind was preoccupied with the sad events in Iran. For a few years, he joined a pro-democracy group in London whose members were predominantly constitutional monarchists. The rest of the time, he was worrying about the degeneration of politics, the poor quality of politicians around the world, as well as here in the UK. His favorite comedians were Benny Hill, John Cleese, and not to mention Rowan Atkinson. One of his other pleasures was to drive to Portsmouth seafront and park his car and smoke the odd cigar while enjoying the view of the sea. He also enjoyed drinking, but in moderation, and I do not recall ever seeing him really drunk. Tipsy maybe, but not drunk. Now, on a lighter note, I'd like to share a story with you which I vaguely remember him sharing with me of the impact of drink on us. When he was a child at a party or a wedding, he somehow ended up drinking a few drops of wine or beer. It was then he found drinking alcohol would have adverse impact on the way you feel and also on your vision. And the way he found that out, he said, was when he attended to the call of nature. That is when he said he noticed he could not aim well. It was around 2012 that Sharareh found one of her older friends from Iran named Pulad. Mehrdad and Pulad clicked and they also became good friends and soon went on holiday to Amalfi Coast in Italy with their wives. So Mehrdad and Sharareh, with Pulad and his wife Sudabeh, went on several other holidays together over the last 10 years. In 2021, Mehrdad learned that his son Sam was going to marry Mara. With Sam and Mara wedding on the horizon, we started planning to go to Kenya for the wedding. In readiness for the wedding in August this year, we bought our ticket 6 months ago, and later we realized other were coming to the wedding, happened to be on the same flight as us to Nairobi. We even had our hotel and travel all firmed up with the help of Mara's parents. But almost 1 month before the wedding, we realized that Kenya restriction on COVID meant we couldn't travel to Kenya. So my regret, apart from losing my best friend, is that I couldn't be with him on those last few days. However, thankfully, a few weeks before flying out to Kenya, Mehta, Shara Amina and I managed to go to Mehta's favorite Persian restaurant in West Ealing. I also managed to go out with Mehta for a few drinks, a few days before he was due to travel out to Kenya. I have a lifetime of memory from our days in bars, restaurants, discotheques during the 1970s, when we were still young and single, and even more fond memories from the different occasions we would get together with our families. Those occasions were Christmas, Persian New Year, birthdays, parties, and so on. If there is one thing he hated and dreaded most, was to get old and not to be able to do all the things that a healthy, a young and active person can do. I remember him feeling very sorry for some of his friends in their 50s and 60s fighting serious medical challenges. It was less than 3 years ago that one of our beloved friends, Reza Kia, who was in and out of hospital getting treatment, sadly passed away in his 60s. That tragedy was a sobering thought for us all. Therefore, we can take comfort in the fact that Mehta doesn't have to go through any long-term illness or challenges of old age, which he hated most. That may have awaited him otherwise. Mehta was a gentle person, kind, considerate, and caring. He had a strong sense of loyalty and duty to his beloved mother and father, while he loved his wife and adored his children. For the last 15 years of his life, Mehta lived his life to the full, as if he knew. To all Mehta family, I say this, we share your loss, our loss. We feel your pain, our pain. And I hope time will ease the pain we are going through together. And my final words to my dearest friend Mehta is this: I shall miss you dearly as my close friend and confidant, and you will always be in my heart. And although we can no longer share a joke or have a laugh together or have the odd glass of whiskey and then try to solve the worst problem from the comfort of our sofa, but the fond memories of a lifetime of fun together will live on.
Thank you for coming here today to celebrate Mehta with us. I'm Mehta's little brother. I've always been privileged to have the little brother title, and will happily continue to take it with me forever, simply because Mehta was a legend in my life. We remember things when they are bundled in threes, and I will share 3 short stories with you about why Mehta was my legend. Mehta was my real life Rocky. He moved to England when I was in 1st grade. And when he came back in the summer, he told me a big secret. He said he picked up boxing when he was at college. He told me not to tell anyone. We would spend hours in our living room, me with a stopwatch and him shadow boxing. And for some magical reason, he always knew when the 3-minute was up. And he would always tell me, there's a sign of a champion. And my coach has told me I'm going to be a world champion. So here I am as an 8-year-old thinking, I have the secret. No one knows about it. And I'm going to see my brother on TV someday. He had trusted me with this awesome secret, and I'm forever thankful for that. And the summer was completely magical to me. He wasn't just Rocky. He was also a genius. I'm not saying this because I read his PhD dissertation or sat in one of his lectures. Because he taught me the entire algebra in 6th grade in one weekend. He was home for the summer, and he helped me pass my math exam. at the end of the year. Unbelievable. Things were so simple to him. Complex things just seemed so easy for Märta. He clearly helped me pass my final exam. He literally taught me quadratic equations in 15 minutes. I thought he could perform miracles. But to this day, our mom actually believes that he can do miracles. She has many legendary stories about Märta. And they always start by saying, Märta was in first grade. He would wake up himself, get ready, make and eat breakfast, and walk himself to school. Märta's legend only grew bigger when I had my own first graders. I've told my girls the same story over and over. And he's undoubtedly a legend to my girls. These are just 3 examples of many, many indelible memories I have with my brother. And I'm delighted to have had the opportunity to share them with you today. Märta was always very generous with his time. He was there for me as I grew up, even when we lived oceans apart. I'm forever thankful of our time together. Not too far from here, he drove me to my college when I was a freshman in college and helped me get settled and get oriented. He flew to America when I was in sophomore in college, just to watch me play soccer. He was one of the biggest supporters that I actually made it that far when I was doing sports. Much later, Märta came out to America again just to visit me because I'd bought my first house and he helped me get set up. I am truly thankful for that. I know Märta touched many, many lives as a father, husband, family, teacher, colleague, friend. But Märta will always have a place in my heart. And I will proudly be Märta's little brother for the rest of my life. Thank you again for coming. Thanks again for coming here to honor Märta with us.
Dear friends, I think we're coming towards the end of the service. Those of you who are coming with us to the gathering, you've got the details of the venue. It's Crown Plaza in Picken Street. It's a Picken Street, but it's actually closer to Charles Costa than to Picken Street. You've got the details. If anybody is coming and doesn't have that, just come and approach one of us and we'll guide you. So I suppose with the last song that is going to be played, we will be closing off the service and find our way to the cars and on to the hotel.
سلام به همه دوستانی که دور هم جمع شدید توی انگلیس و زندگی برادر منو دارید، مهرداد، دارید جشن میگیرید. من اون برادری هستم که جا زدم و ترسیدم و نتونستم بیام. اکثر شماها مهرداد رو توی 40 سال گذشته میشناسید، باش دوست بودید و همکار بودید و رفت آمد داشتید و زیاد من نمیتونم در اون 40 سال درباره‌اش صحبت کنم چون خود من نبودم، ولی میتونم به راحتی درباره مهردادی که من قبل از اون 40 سال میشناختم با شما صحبت کنم و درباره این عکس بی خود صحبت کنم. مهرداد برای من بیش از یک برادر بزرگ بود، برای من یه رفیق بودش. در کودکی ما خیلی بازیگوش بودیم. اگرم قبول ندارید از پدر من که اونجا هست بپرسید، حتما سرشو تکون میده و قبول داره. ما در این سنی که بودیم خیلی علاقه شدید به ماشین بازی داشتیم. دور فرشی که توی مهمون خونمون بود با اسباب بازی ها پیست مسابقه درست میکردیم و ساعتها با همدیگه مسابقه میدادیم و خیلی من جرزنی میکردم، اون همیشه مقرر بودش و خیلی خوش میگذشت بهمون. یواش یواش وقتی که ما از گنبد به تهران اومدیم، بازی مسابقه ما توی آپارتمان شد و امیر عزیز 2 کالسکه داشتش، 2 دوچرخه کوچولو داشت که یکیشو من سوار می شدم، یکیشم مهرداد و امیر با همدیگه بودن و این تا امروز سیکرته، ولی ما در مهمونخونه رو باز میکردیم دیگه، چون بزرگ شده بودیم پیست مسابقه رو بین فرنیچرها درست میکردیم و علی است و مدد. و هر موقعی مادر من میومد میگم این خطا چیه و هیچکی حرفی نمیزد، ولی خب معلوم بود خطا از چی به وجود میومده روی مبل و صندلی های ما. و یواش یواش مهرداد شد برای من یک دیزاینر. با هم دیگه میشستیم دیزاین ماشین میکردیم، دیزاین دوچرخه میکردیم و بازم ساعتها در کنار هم دیگه میشستیم این فکرامون رو میریختیم توی کاغذ و با هم دیگه دیزاین های خیلی مختلف میدادیم. و بعد که یه مقدار بزرگ شدیم، به سن 7 سالگی 8 سالگی شدیم، مهرداد بر من شد یک قصه گوی خیلی زیبا. همیشه بعد از اینکه ما رفته بودیم و سرکس روسیه اومده بود تو تهران، وقتی پدر مادر ما رو برده بود و اونو نگاه کرده بودیم، خیلی به سرکس علاقه‌مند بودیم و همیشه آرزو داشتیم که بزرگ شدیم یه همچین کاری رو انجام بدیم. شبا میشستیم، مهرداد بر من قبل از خواب داستان تعریف میکرد که چجوری ما داریم این سرکس رو درست کردیم، چجوری از یه شهر به یه شهر دیگه و توی تخیلات خودمون میرفتیم. و من از زمانی که راهم عوض کردم و توی دیزاین کریتیویتی شروع کردم کار کردم، فقط مدیون اون هستم، چون اون مغز منو از کوچیکی شروع کرد تمرین دادن برای این. واقعا مهرداد موقعی که بچه بودیم یک خطی بود که من دنبال میکردم. البته تنها جایی که من دنبال نکردم درس بود که اون خیلی زرنگ بود و من از اونوری بودم. حالا دیگه پیدا کنید معادله رو که اونوری چی بود. و متاسفانه به محضی که ما تینیجر شدیم پدر من تصمیم گرفتش که مهرداد اول بفرسته خارج و مهرداد رفت انگلیس و یواش یواش دیگه وقتی هم که من اومدم انگلیس بین ما فاصله افتاد و مهرداد راه خودشو و منم رفتم به نروژ و راه خودم. و اون خاطرات کودکی همیشه برای من بود و حیف که مهرداد و دنیا از ما خیلی زود گرفت قبل از اینکه دوباره ما با هم برگردیم و بشینیم و چایی بخوریم و البته چایی که نه ولی خب چای هرچی بود رنگش زرد رنگ بودش با هم بخوریم. قبل از اینکه من تموم بکنم اینجا رو خیلی همچین دیگه فیلم هندی نشه، من همیشه اینو با مهرداد شوخی میکردم، دوست دارم شما هم این کار رو به یاد مهرداد حتما بکنید. از اونجایی که مهرداد خیلی میخندید من همیشه بهش میگفتم برادر یک دونه مداد و حتی برای تمرین شده بذار لای دوتا دندونات، این باعث میشه که عضلات دهنت به حالت خنده همیشه باشه و همیشه بخندی. دوست دارم توی امشب همتون این مداد رو بذارید و به یاد مهرداد همیشه لبخند بزنید. قبل از اینکه من ویدیو رو قطع بکنم دوست دارم که از اونجایی که مهرداد اینو من نگه داشته بودم یه روزی اگه شد باش شعر بکنم، یه کنیاک 40 ساله است که ما از کازووا به ما کادو دادن بریزم و دوست دارم همه پیکتون رو پر کنید، نه زیاد چون خرجش خیلی میره بالا و مهرداد هم اونجا یه قوی تکون میخوره. بلند بکنید به یاد مهرداد، به هر جا که هست به یاد اون، به یاد گذشتهش، خوشی ها، سلوت. مرسی.
مرداد مثل اینکه اونجا یه ورودی داره مجانیه، میره تو این اهرامه، یه دونه از اینا. This is one of the little alleyways in Bodrum. There is this tapas bar which leads to the, what is it, the sea, yes? Lovely. And these are the ladies coming. And here's our tour guide. اومدیم اینجا مرداد، اومدیم اینجا چیکار کنیم؟ بخور چی یه بار دیگه بگو؟ گهبرتی. بله خیلی خوبه.
بده بیا و لب 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 بده بیا و لب 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 بده للا دلم را شکستی شکست یاری قلبم تو بستی از من گسستی اکنون که از تو دورم به هر جا پیمان با یار دیگر نبندم دلم را سرشارم از آرزو و تمنا ای یار زیبا پای سواری 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 چوبه به شرقی تو سر دراری پیش نگارم یه پر دراری پای سواری پای سواری 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 خوبه که جدید تو سر دراری سوی نگارم یه پر دراری پای سواری
1 2 3 4 من
مرسی. Thank you.